student visa in Spain in 2025. All details that you need to know. Hi, Alina is here directly from Barcelona. Guys, we gathered all the questions that you made here in YouTube, and I decided to answer them simply, fast, here and now. So you will hear another voice.
Hi Alina, I dream of studying in Spain. What options do I have?
You can study in Spain, in university, in business schools, on professional courses, and in language school, for example, if you want to study Spanish language.
Where can I find a list of educational institutions that allow me to get a student visa upon enrollment?
Actually, it's a hard question because there are no one base where you can find all the educational institutions where you can study and with which you can obtain student visa. But what you can do, first of all, if you want to study in language school, you can go to the web page of Instituto de Cervantes. You can check all the language schools that have accreditation, that have certification. So with this school, it will be easy for you to obtain student visa. If you want to check university or business school program, you need to email them or call them and ask directly, look, I want to go to MBA program, for example, in this city, in this university. Can I obtain visa with your course? So, of course, university have to know about it because actually the small detail here is that some university, they have accreditation, but some courses inside of these universities, they don't have. So it's really important to know that you can apply for the visa and you can obtain for the visa if you will study exact in this place.
Are there any age restrictions for obtaining a student visa in Spain?
No, actually there are no any age restriction, and we have the client from States. He's 72 and he got student visa. So no matter which gender you are, which age you are, you can always study and you can go to university, you can go to the language school, and no matter that you had another education before. So for example, you already finished some master's program in another country and you want to now finish master program here and you may be 50 years old. It's still okay. And actually, I want to remind you that after 25 years, you can ask for more easy entrance to the university because for foreigners, if they, for example, like 30 years old, they can ask for kind of more simple rules to enter to the university.
What documents are needed to apply for a student visa in Spain?
If you want to obtain student visa, first of all, you need to enroll yourself in some educational institution. First of all, you need to pay for your study and you need to obtain matricula, the certification, the paper that will write that this person going to study this course during this amount of time with this price. Okay, so this actually is the main paper. Then you need to show your non-criminal certificate. Then you need to show medical certificate. You need to show that you have bank account. And on this bank account, you have at least 8,000 euros. Actually, the smallest amount that you can show is 7,200 euros. But I always suggest to show more. So show, for example, on your bank account in your country, it don't have to be Spanish bank account. Show that you have 8,000 euro and you need to show that you have private insurance in Spain for all the period of your education.
What are the difficulties with getting health insurance in Spain?
Actually, there are no any difficulties if you are young age, for example, if you are 18 or 25 or 30. But, for example, if you want to come to Spain and you want to study and you, for example, have 50 years old, 60 years old, it will be really costly for you to obtain insurance certificate because the more years you have, the more you need to pay for insurance yearly. So, for example, if you are 30 years old, your insurance will cost 500 euro per year. But if you, for example, 60 years old, you need to pay 1,000 euro per year. So it all depends of your age, it all depends of your health condition. So please, you need to check directly with your insurance company.
Can a husband and wife come to Spain for language courses and bring their child with them?
Yes, of course. You can come to Spain with all your family, but you need to be aware that everybody of you need to study because it's really hard to obtain reagrupación familiar. It's really hard to obtain actually connection between the family members. So I always said, if you want to be together in the same time in Spain, it's better to come together and apply for student visa all together. So for example, your kids, they can go to private school and you as a parents, you can go to the language schools. Or for example, husband can go to the master program, wife can go to the language school, and kid will go to the private or semi-private school, for example. And everybody will obtain student visa.
And can I, as a student, show funds in the account of my husband, for example, who has a residence permit in Spain, or must it be a personal account?
I always suggest to show personal account because if you show all your personal documents, it's better to show all documents on your name. Bank account on your name, private insurance on your name, and for example, enrollment to the school on your name. But of course, you can always have sponsorship. So for example, parents can pay for the kid and husband can pay for the wife, or maybe wife can pay for the husband. Let's not be here gender badly. So anyway, everybody can pay for anybody, but you need to understand that you need to show more documents then. For example, if wife is paying, she needs to show that she has a job, that she is paying taxes, and that's how she has this money on her bank account, and she needs to write like explanation letter that yes, I will give part of my money for education of my husband, of my child. So it's a little bit more documents, so easier to show your money on your bank account.
If I want to apply for language courses in Spain, for example, in this month, in April, and I have 35-day Schengen visa, is it okay for me or I need to do something?
Yes, it's totally okay because now, as I already told you in my previous video, from 20 of May we will have totally new rules on student visa. And actually they are changing drastically. After 20 of May, you cannot apply for education in language school from Spain territory. You need to apply only from the consulate of your country. And if you want to apply from Spain, you can apply only for grado or for master's program. So only for high education in university, okay? And your Schengen visa have to be more than 61 days from 20 of May. But before 20 of May, if you will apply now in April, you can show that you have 31 Schengen visa, 32 days of Schengen visa, and that will be enough to apply from the territory of Spain. But you still can apply from the consulate of your country.
Does time on a student visa count towards citizenship in Spain?
It's interesting question and a lot of people asking about that. As you know, in Spain, we have different permits and student visa is just one of many, okay? So for example, if you have digital nomad visa and you obtain this visa for 2 years, after 2 years, for example, if you're from the countries of Latin America, you can apply for citizenship. Or for example, after 10 years, if you are not from Latin America, you can apply for citizenship. But student years, they are not counting for citizenship. So you can study 4 years in university, you can study 5 years in university, but it's not counting for citizenship. It will be counting only when you will modify your student visa for full length permit, for example, for digital nomad visa or startup visa or high qualified visa. So it's really important to understand if you are here in Spain as student, it's not leading you to citizenship. But here it's really one small trick. You can count your years as a student 2 to 1 if you want to obtain your permanent permit here in Spain. So for example, you are studying during 4 years in university. After this, you modify your visa for full length permit, for example, digital nomad visa. And after that, you are here during 3 years. So from these 4 years in university, you can count 2 years, half of the period. You can add these 3 years that you have been as digital nomad, and altogether, these 5 years will be enough to obtain permanent permit here in Spain. So these years can be accountable only if you want to obtain permanent permit.
After finishing language course, how can I extend my residence permit?
Actually, after 20th of May, it will be a little bit harder. So if you are coming now to Spain to study in language school, you need to understand next year you need to pass exam that has name DELE. DELE, it's like English TOEFL. So they will check professionally, let's say, your level of language. So it will be not exam of the school, it will be exam of the country, let's say, of the government, okay? So first of all, they need to check if you will study, okay? Because a lot of people, they're kind of paying for language school, but they are never there. So you need to study, it's a first of all. Second of all, you need to continue your education. So from next year, you cannot just continue to be in, I don't know, in any another visa, for example, digital nomad. No, after language school, you need to go or to professional courses or to higher education. And only after these courses, you can modify your visa to another one. For example, for Cuenta Propia, for example, you want to open self-employee and you want to work for yourself, or for example, Cuenta Ajena, you want to work for another person and for example, someone want to hire you. But this possibility you will have only after another level of education. So language school will not be enough.
Do I need to pay any taxes in Spain as a student?
No, that's actually a really happy time for you in Spain that you don't need to pay taxes, because actually we know that in Spain taxes are really high, so everybody is paying 30%, 40%, sometimes even 47%. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but it's true. But if you're a student, you don't need to show your work, you don't need to show your money, you just need to be here a student, you just study, you don't pay taxes because you don't have any income here. But I need to say but, because a lot of people, they're coming here as a student and they, for example, buying the flats, or they're bringing 100,000 euro on their bank account. And guys, you need to understand, if you are coming as a student, please don't bring with you all your diamonds that you have, okay? So it's really important to show yourself as student. So please bring little bit of money, little bit of you, and just study and don't show off, okay? And if you show off, don't show it to Hacienda, okay, to our tax office. So yes, students, they are not paying taxes. And actually, I think that's a part of this change from 20th of May, because I heard the stories that some people, they're studying in language schools during 10 years, during 5 years, during 7 years, and they're not paying taxes, and they are living in Spain. So of course, Spain is kind of tired of it, and Spain want to change the rules for people to pay taxes and to work here or return to the homeland. So I think that's part that Spain don't like, but you need to be aware that if you study in university, in business school, in language school, you don't need to pay taxes. You will have a local bank account, you can spend here your money, but you are not tax resident.
Why can I have my student visa be denied?
Oof, it's a good question. Denegation, it's the hardest part. Denegation, it's always some error. And it can be error from your side, or it can be error from the side of Extranjería, from the Migration Bureau. But mostly, of course, people by themselves, they're making errors. Or maybe they are filling the forms in the wrong way. Maybe they are not paying the fees. Maybe they enroll in educational institutions that are not certificate. And mainly, I can say that people are always losing kind of time. So everybody knows that they need to apply before 31st day of Schengen visa, but a lot of people kind of really relaxed with that, and they say, no, I will apply when I want or when I can, and of course, they have the negation. And another what I heard, that a lot of people, they don't want to pay for Spanish insurance because it's costly, and some people, they say, I will apply with my touristic insurance, and of course, they will get the negation because touristic insurance not covering everything, it's not enough for the long-term permit. And another problem with the student visa, it's a lot of people, they apply documents, they obtain first visa, but after that they can't prolong this visa because they are not studying. So guys, if you plan to come to study to Spain, please study where you need to study. Of course, after you study, you can little bit work, because you need to know if you study in high education, you can obtain a work permit for 30 hours per week. But if you study in language school, you will not have work permit. You can apply for this work permit separately, but you will not have this automatically. So first of all, you need to study, and if you plan to work, only after study, please.
Is it hard to get into university in Spain? Which universities in Spain would you recommend for me?
Oh, actually, it's hard if you don't speak language, of course, because all education in Spain it's on Spanish, of course. And if you want to study in English, first of all, it will be more expensive. For example, business schools, they can start from 7,000 euro per year, or 15,000 euro per year. If you will study in university, in governmental one, so it can cost like 2,000 euro per year, 4,000 euro per year. And of course, you need to study in Spanish. Maybe if you will be, for example, in Barcelona, you need to study in Catalan. You need to pass exams, and you need to pay for the education. So I cannot say that it's kind of hard, but I will say that you need to count your expenses well, okay? Because you need to pay for your, I don't know, room or flat here, you need to pay for your food, and you need to pay for your education. So altogether, it will be kind of investment, okay? It's not as expensive, for example, than education in US or in UK, but still it's expensive. And another moment that I want to say about the best universities, I will say Carlos Quinto in Madrid. Carlos V is really amazing university. I will say UAP or UB in Barcelona, University of Barcelona or Autonomous University of Barcelona, and Polytechnic Institute in Valencia. I will say that it's kind of my top 5. Okay, so I think it's the best universities. If you want to apply for business school, of course, it's IE, IESE, EADE, EAE, and ESADE. So it's kind of the best 5 business schools in Spain. And you need to apply and ask them what documents you need to bring. And after this, when you will see condition of enrollment, you will understand if it's hard for you or if it's easy. I will not say that it's harder than apply for any another country of Europe.
Which city in Spain is the best for studying?
Interesting question. We need to understand what we are calling study, okay? Because a lot of people, they're coming for education, but actually they come in for paella, sun, and fun. So of course, if you are searching for fun, I will say that Barcelona is definitely better. So that's why a lot of people are coming here. But it can be tricky because for a lot of people, it's really hard to kind of study when you are surrounded by sexy guys in towels on the beach, you know? So a lot of people, they kind of lose their attention, but you need to focus on your education because you need to pass exams because it's hard. It's still education, no? So I will say if you want to mix like life balance mix, I will say that Barcelona. But of course, capital Madrid, it's amazing too because the level of education there, it's really high, like by world standards. And I will add Salamanca. Of course, it's city of universities. There are a lot of educational institutions there, and the level of education is just amazing. And the level of community, of teachers, of students, everything is like really high, really top. You feel like you are really growing with your, level of knowledge. So I think these top 3, Barcelona, Madrid, and Salamanca.
Well, I received my student visa, and what now? What should I do next? Does your company offer support for me with a student visa?
Yes, of course, we can help you with all the steps on your way to your student dream. Of course, you can obtain student visa with us. We can collect all your documents. We can check them. We can apply from Spain or from the consulate of your country. We work with states. We work with all planet. And after, when you will obtain your student visa, of course, we can help you with all the steps. So rent the flat, obtain insurance, open bank account, build your dream life here. We can help you with all the steps. Just contact me here on my phone number, and I will give you all explanation, and I will give you all details about education in Spain. Because first of all, we need to choose where you want to study. Second of all, we will choose the best city for you. Then we will decide when you need to come, and then we will build for you. I call it dream map. It's like your personal road map of the steps that you need to make to build all your student life here in Barcelona or in any city of Spain. So guys, that's all question for today. If you have more questions, please write here in the comment section below. Thanks for your question, and I hope that you like these answers. So if you like this information, please send me emoji, fire, for example, or love. Okay? Some heart will be amazing. So guys, please subscribe to my channel and see you on the next video. Bye-bye.